Okay, so we've unboxed it. Let's go through this very long list that I've got here of all its functions. So first of all, let's look at just the basics. So we turn it off here. That's off. Turn it on. And its volume as well. There's an LED there and an SOS button. And the middle one is channel changing, as you can see just there. And it's definitely a nice loud front-facing speaker. Budget antenna, of course, so it's not going to do great really unless you're out and, you know, quite high up, but it's, you know, lots of good priced antennas. Unusual style button there if you look at the side, and you can actually set one of these to be a PTT as well, but yeah, you are got that style there. Big belt clip, as you can see on the back, and then USB-C just there, and then that's your usual twin pin for programming, and it's your typical, but it's the Retivis cable rather than the Bofun cable. So the Bofun one won't work. You'll need the one off your Anytone or your Ailunce radios. Similar price, very low price devices. So you'll notice straight away it's showing a GPS logo there. I'm going to go down through my list. The battery is 2,900 milliamp hours. So if we just go like so, pull this like that, and it just lifts out, okay? Like so. Nice and straightforward. And just pop that back in. Full keypad, up and down arrows, or you can change with the knob here. Just turn it out. We might get my node in a minute. Menu and list showing it. Every color is customizable. You can do single screen, like so. It's also got an FM radio. I'm pretty sure I've set a shortcut button on one of these. Oh, it's got hidden mode. I haven't found out what that is yet, but I'm going to. And let's see if I can get the radio to come on. No, I might need... You heard someone coming in there. Well, it's in the menu settings as well, but you can basically set a shortcut button, full keypad there as well. APRS, DMR, and analog, and that is, you know, that's quite a big one really to be able to get analog. So of course we'll do separate videos testing that. You can display the battery. You can actually display the time. If you go to single mode, you start to display time, which you can set. I haven't set it yet. To change it between analog and digital, nice and easy. Just go menu, go down to settings, channel info, and then all you do is just go channel type, select, and if we go to digital, then go back. The red button's basically your back button, and we're now in digital, and that's for our hotspot. You can program the radio. You need to program your contacts, your color code, your time slot for DMR, and we're in VFO mode now. So when you're in VFO mode, you basically can type a frequency. So we can go 433,550. It's still in digital. And when you're in channel mode, so if we hold down the red button, we've gone to channel mode there, and we want to go A and B. It's the star here, A, B, top, bottom. So if you're in the top and you press the hash, it will display that, and all the information you need is there. It does not have Bluetooth. It does have the weather channels, NOAA. The frequency coverage, I would say, does not cover airband, but it does do GMRS, marine band, surprisingly, and PMR, but I'm not sure if you can legally use that, but it does do it, just so you know. You can manually dial a talk group, which is very handy. You can add talk groups to the radio using the radio. See that? So if we press, when you're in DMR mode, you get a different menu. You go menu, there's your contacts, and you can go look new contact and start adding contacts. It does have talk alias. If you're not familiar with that, what talk alias is, I'm going to turn it on for now, is if you don't want to load the 500,000 contacts that you can load, and this radio will hold them, it will, if someone else has turned on their talk alias, it means their call sign, their DMR number, and their location will come through onto the screen without you having to load all the contacts, which I think's very handy. And of course GPS, and I think we've got a lock there. It's gone green, so we go menu. Let's go down. As we go down, you'll see that we've got the position. So if we just go to GPS info, there's my position now. It's quite basic, really. I thought it looked prettier on some of the other photographs. Maybe on the APRS receive it looks nicer. We will look at that. And go back. And then we've got all the APRS settings. APRS modem, which is off at the moment. Digi position. You can choose if you use fixed position. You've got beaconing. You've got an APRS list for analog, which means it does receive APRS. If you see that it's got a list, it means it does. So let's just go down. Contacts are you basically when the contact is when you transmit and you select the contact within the channel that you've programmed. When you transmit, if the contact's say 91 worldwide, which is the busiest, when you TX, it will TX on that contact. So if we look at that now, digital, and I transmit, middle button, it's going to tell us, look, at the moment it's transmitting up as far as I can see on number 1. There's no one there on number 1. If you turn on Digi mode, you'll hear, as long as there's a repeater or a hotspot near you, you'll hear, if we go down to, keep going down to promiscuous, Digi monitor, and if you turn them all on, there's 3 here, okay, it will receive everything that it receives on that frequency. I'm going to plug in my hotspot and just see if it just comes to life. I'll just put that in the background, just your typical budget hotspot. I highly recommend you get one of these things because the radio is so much more fun, because when you've got a hotspot, you can talk to people around the world. Yeah, with no effort really. Of course, the learning of any DMR radio is really hard. If you've never done it before, you're going to say it's a nightmare, it's not worth it, but keep going because it opens up a whole world for you. And that's part of the hobby is learning. So I'm pretty sure that's everything that in my list there. It's got a broadcast radio. We did say it did have. So menu, contact, you can send DMR messages, look. Maybe analog, but definitely DMR. It's got call history, scanning functions that I've not used, but it's quite extensive on its scanning range. Changing zones, and we've not added zones. Yes, I will be doing a very detailed video and teaching you how to program this using the software, the code plug, which is very good, by the way. But you can program this radio by hand only, and I will be showing videos on that as well. Big settings there. The channel info is basically where you would program a channel, DMR or analog. So that's how you would program it. And if you're in VFO mode, you can't save to memory. So to program a channel to memory, just go into memory, come out of VFO mode. So at the moment it says VFO 1. If we hold down, let's get it right. Oh, wrong one. The red button, we go into channel mode. So now when you go into menu, go down to settings, down with the down arrow, settings, channel info. Look, new channel, but you can go down and set all the channel parameters, and this time it will actually save it. It won't let you save, yeah, if you're in VFO mode. You have to be in memory mode. Also, programming the buttons is important. So we go menu, go down to settings, and go to radio settings. If you want to see your DM while we're here, if you want to see what firmware, software you've got, hardware, go to device info, select, and just start to scroll down. Look, my radio, it's the H1UV, and you can see the frequency range there, the hardware version, the firmware, and the software version. And look, even when it was last programmed, which is very recent because these have only just come out. Going back with the red button, zones, settings, position. We saw the APRS, emergency weather settings. There's FM radio. So if we just go to, you can set a shortcut. If we back out, we should see that. There it is there.
Buildings. So overall energy demand.
Okay, so let's just turn that off a minute. Key beep, backlight, and you can set, you can set every color on this thing. Brightness, day and night. So if we go to day, then you go into this mode, which iPhone thinks is nice. That's like, it's okay. I prefer the other one. Settings, radio set, day. I'm going to go to night mode, which is way better. And even night mode, you can set the colors. Radio settings, let's keep going down. Day and night, brightness, keypad, lock mode, key, LED. You can decide what that does. It's like it's on anyway. Power on, password, Vox, so you don't need to use the PTT. Channel display mode, whether it's you can display just the name or the frequency or the channel, it's up to you. Do you know, I need to learn what hidden mode is, so I'm going to do a separate video on that because I don't actually know what that is. So let's keep going down the menu. Auto power off, language, menu exit time, which at the moment is set to infinite. Power on picture, so you can have a boot up pic, which we will do. Background. Default is black, which is the one I prefer. But look, watch this. Red. And we go back. How cool is that? Come on. Anyway, menu. Oh, back into settings. La da da. Power on, hidden. Background, black. Back. I mean, the buttons feel nice. Look, you can change the colours of A and B and zones, as you can see. Single mode, well, we've got that on a shortcut. Frequency steps, 27. Go back. Squelch, 28. This is 0 at the moment, but you'll need to set that on analog. Mic gain. Man down. Key settings, that's an important one. So if we go menu and do the top one, we'll do the top long. Watch this. So that's the orange button at the top, and then you've got these two, and then I don't know if it does the front, maybe. Top long press, menu, and we're just going to put radio. So what's this? Channel type shortwave. What's SW? I'm not sure what SW stands for. Second PTT, so that shows you can have two. FM radio, select. So when we back out now, and if we press and hold the top button, it's going to turn off the radio. See, if we press and hold it again, it should turn it on. Yeah, it does. Press and hold again, off. So that's how we do it. And the radio works really well. Pleased with that. So basically, if you want to, just use the VFO, hold down the red and just type in your frequency. I could put in 145,600. And we're there. Let's put in 4309250. And we're in analog already. So you just go menu, down to set, menu, channel, and start to go down through. We know we're already in analog channel. That's fine. Let's go. I'm not going to put the name in now, but if I wanted to, look. Well, you can't in VFO mode anyway. So receive is that. That's fine. Now, the transmit frequency, go down one, number 6. The transmit frequency is not that. It's 438,545. It's a 7.6 shift, confirm. And then we want, let me think now, that RXTX offset. No, we don't need to do that now because we've put in the frequency, but it looks like you can. TX power, high. Bandwidth, narrow or wide, would leave it there. Timeout, how long you speak. Let's go a bit longer than that. There you go. That's how long before it will say to you, right, you're not speaking anymore. Back. Transmit CTCSS is the one I want. And 77 is fine. Now, I always turn receive off, and it is already off. If you leave it on receive, it just means you don't hear all the squelchy noise on receive. And we can give it a name. Oh no, you can't. We already said we can't. You can in memory mode. So in theory, I should be able to open M0FXB test. Let's try again. M0FXB test. I'm not seeing the frequency change, although there is a plus there. So anyway, I want to do, I could do it now, but I want to do a nice detailed close-up video of creating an analog channel and the DMR channel. This is more of just a quick overview after an unboxing. So let's just quickly test the DTMF, see if we have to actually program it, although I know it does work. Yeah, so DTMF works fine for nodes. So we'll come back soon and we're going to get this connected to my computer and we're going to add a load of stuff in. That's my next video really. Get a few things working. Look at all the settings we can configure. This is hot off the press, this radio, but I have purchased this radio. It wasn't sent to me for free. It's my radio. I purchased it so I can do what I like with it. Bye for now, 7-3.